Morning and afternoon, guys. It's Ben here from Bunbury Bootcamp, having an amazing day. We're on to, I think, workout number 47,000 or something, but it's quite good fun. Today's one's fairly straightforward. Just make sure that you're feeling good. Make sure your joints are feeling okay. Make sure that you're feeling healthy and no one's got COVID or anything like that. And just, make sure you're not one of those people that's ignoring joint pain, back pain, headaches, that kind of thing. Just make sure you're ready and you're right. Now, our warm up today is pretty straightforward. It's 100 steps on the spot or 50 out and 50 back if you're working with space, and then 10 squats. Then 80 steps and then 10 squats, and 60 and 10, 40 and 10, 20 and 10. I'll probably get to work through this twice, I think, for it to take a decent amount of time. I don't mind those of you that are used to doing the 5-minute warm ups. Just set your timer for 5 minutes, get as far as you can through this, and that'll be plenty. Don't do the steps too fast, just ease into it. Squats the same thing, not too quick, not too slow, just move through them carefully. For some reason, squats aren't for you, knee injuries and so on, go with the Jane Fonda option. Take that, make sure you don't persist on anything that's painful. At this stage, guys, definitely pause that video and we'll come through to our next frame, which is quite a lot of fun. So I want 10 bottom half squats, 10 full range squats, a 10-second squat hold, and then you want you to hover, also known as the plank, for 20, 40, or 60 seconds, depending on who you are and how strong you're feeling. So the whole thing is actually quite complicated. 10 bottom half squats, that's down to the bottom of the movement and halfway up. 10 full range squats, that's a full range squat, you're used to those. 10-second squat hold, that's down to the bottom again and holding for 10 seconds, and then, the plank. Now, while you're holding the plank, and there's complex numbers down the bottom where it says right leg up 5, 10, 15. So say you're doing the 20-second hover, I want your right leg off the ground for 5 seconds, your left leg off the ground for 5 seconds, your right arm off the ground for 5 seconds, and your left arm off the ground for 5 seconds. And do this without rotating your torso. Get your body flat, chest still facing the ground. If that's no good for you, if it's too hard, or if your legs are a problem or your arms are a problem, stick to the joints that work, that are okay and that are comfortable. And if it's just no good at all anyway, just don't do it. Stick with the hover. It's still a good workout. How many rounds of this? Well, it depends on whether you're doing the 60, the 40, the 20, but I'd like to see at least 5 rounds. If you're an absolute beginner, probably go with 3, but at least 5 for intermediate. And if you're feeling really good, guys, knock out 10 rounds. Just go crazy. Just make sure, as always, nothing hurts too much, and make sure your lower back's not cramping up and your legs being held off the ground in the hover position. Now's the time to pause again. We'll come through for frame number 3. This is a flat out brutal cardio drill. There's no other way to describe it. It's not clever. It's not exciting. It is just fitness. It's an old gridiron drill, but a lot of sports use this as well. So you do 20 sprinting steps on the spot, and then you drop flat to the ground. That's chest and hips on the ground. Carefully, separate carefully in practice there, because some of you guys can be a little bit gung-ho, for 5 seconds. And that 5 seconds in the first part will feel like a long period of recovery, given what you've done, which is fairly minimal. But this is really repeated 50 times. Now, even if you're a beginner, I would encourage you to go to that number, just go to that number slowly. If you want to do 100 times, 100 times is good too, because really just steps and getting up and down, which in itself is quite difficult. The only thing to watch for, guys, when you're getting up, when you're pushing yourself off the ground, don't let your back arch. So what people will tend to do sometimes is when they push off the ground, they'll arch their back before they lift their hips. That means that every time you get up, your lower back's kicking out. And we want to try and avoid that, which is the reason why I don't teach burpees. So when you bring yourself up, bring your hips and chest off the ground at the same time in one move, keeping that core engaged as if you were coming out of a hover. Get those numbers knocked out, guys. And of course, being up and down, watch out for nausea. Start to feel sick. It means you're going to feel sicker. So slow yourself down and work from there. All right, guys, pause again and smash that out. Carefully controlled and with a lot of fun. On to our last workout frame of the day. This is a core drill. I want 40 cycling movements with your head and shoulders raised. So lie down on your back, head and shoulders off the ground, push your tongue into the roof of your mouth and keep your head back and up so you're not craning your neck too much. 40 cycling movements from there, and then 10 sit-ups. You bring your legs down for that, and then bring both legs up to the sky, so directly above you, or to the 45 degrees, which is harder, for 20 or 40 seconds. Now, so there's a couple of factors there that you can adjust to make things harder or easier. Legs held straight above you is generally easier if you've got flexy hamstrings. If not, it can still be a bit of a nightmare. 45 degrees is generally considered harder, and obviously 20 seconds is easier than 40 seconds. So if you're feeling really shit hot today, go 45 degrees for 40 seconds. If you're feeling absolute beginner, go straight above you for 20 seconds. 40 cycles should be okay, and 10 sit-ups should be okay, but keep an eye on those. Those of you that need to pin your feet for sit-ups, that's okay. I encourage that in the early stages of things. Sometimes that's what it takes to do proper sit-ups. 10 rounds Obviously being very, very wary of your lower back, sacroiliac joints, make sure there's no pain, no tension there building up as you get through the workout. You may not notice it at first, but as you get through, as you start to work the right rounds out, you might hurt more. So for you beginners, stick with the 5 rounds. For your more advanced people, go with the 10 rounds. All right, pause again, guys, and we're coming back with our next frame, which is important, which I think is the most important, which is meditate. So head back to the YouTube channel and use the meditation video there. It's not long. It's 2 minutes of meditation maximum. It's just something nice to do to wind down from your workout. I really do encourage you to do that. It's something we did at boot camp, which I thought would be stupid and everyone would hate it, and they actually really seem to enjoy it. So incorporate that into your workout, incorporate into this, allow 2 minutes for that. And finally, guys, final frame, stretch. I believe we're all working off our own stretch routines, but if you need our stretch video, let me know. All major muscle groups, controlled, smooth. Just take your time with it and breathe through it. Put a good 5 minutes into this part of it. Don't just rush through as people can tend to do. That way you cool down nicely as well. You've got a good idea of how your body's feeling post-workout and you're ready to start the day. And that's it, guys. Another one down. Stay tuned, of course, for the other ones that keep coming up. And don't forget to tell all your friends. And as yet, the only negative feedback is my big fat head being in the way, but there must be more things you could see that I could improve or do differently. So please do reach out. Please do tell me things you'd like to see me do, like to see me add, like to see me remove. Have an amazing day, guys, and I'll speak to you soon.